Alright, hi everyone, Joey V from GeekWatch here, welcoming you back to the Darksiders II full play. This is episode 27, and we are about to embark on our last dungeon here in the heavenly realm, if you will, in the Lost Light level. After we finish this temple, then we move into the hell areas. This is actually quite a long episode. It's going to be about an hour and 20 minutes. And the reason why I did this was, as I was recording this, you know, for the most part, when I'm doing my full play videos, I like to keep it to probably about half an hour, 40 minutes. But while I was recording this, I got to about, you know, that long. I hadn't hit the boss yet. There's actually 2 boss fights in this video, and I pretty much wanted to ensure that we were able to get through this temple for this week's full play. So I kind of just let it go, and I did a little bit of editing here and there. Nothing terrible. You're pretty much getting exactly what I played through. But yeah, I thought it was important that you guys were able to see just what happened during this temple run, and yeah, so that's what you guys are gonna get. Currently, what we're doing is we're going through. We had previously been on Earth in an effort to restore this rod of power. And we gave that to the Archon, who then cleared up this area in the heavenly realm. So this area had been overtaken by corruption. So he kind of cleared it out enough so that we could get in and start working through it. And now we're gonna go through, and he told us to go meet up with the scribe, and that he would help us on our journey, which is total bullshit. We're going to end up fighting the scribe, and as I alluded to in the last episode, we're going to end up fighting the Archon. That's just the way it is. Corruption spreads very rapidly. So that's what we're working through. This dungeon's a little long, only because for this dungeon we start using the portal gun, or as they call it, the Voidwalker. And it adds an interesting element to the puzzles, but it also means that it's not as linear and not as easy to understand where you need to be going, which is kind of the slight issue I've had with it. The cool thing, I think it's cool that they're using the portals, and it doesn't feel too out of place, but it is an annoyance when you're just like, when you just kind of want to go through things. It does make it one of the longer dungeons because of that. In addition to that, so because of that, this episode actually would have been longer, but I cut out some of the areas where I just fuck up badly. So any area where I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this, I pretty much edit through that. So, and as you can see here, I'm starting to work on a new set of possessed scythes. They're not much better, but they're slightly better. It's really not that big of a deal. And I'm sitting here going, why didn't I? Yeah, it was weird. It was like, it looked like they were already updated, but yeah, they don't really do. Like, they do 1 more damage. I lose some defense, but I get bonuses and health and strength and stuff like that. And they look pretty badass. It's nice to change up the look every once in a while. But I've gotten very lucky on my possessed weapon drops. And I've said that many times before. There are some players that have had an even worse time with this game, because they have not gotten any possessed drops, and the only way that they can get possessed drops is by going to Vulgrim and getting it and buying them through the store, and that really sucks. So yeah, what else is going on in this episode? I apologize for the delay in the episode. Obviously, this was supposed to go up on a Friday. It's not going up on a Monday. It's going up on Martin Luther King Day. Kind of the reason I was doing so much stuff Thursday and Friday night that I just did not have time to. It became this. That was the downside of doing an hour and 20-minute episode, was that I needed to find an hour and 20 minutes to sit down and start recording commentary, which Thursday and Friday there was just no time to do that. There was a lot of cleaning up of the house. I was working on setting up the stream for game day, for board game night. I was setting up a test stream for our tabletop RPG night, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And I was working on some stuff for the site. I was working on I've been working on a gaming table for my basement. I've been working on a lot of stuff. So it just finding an hour and 20 minutes became a difficult task. So the good thing is I have off Martin Luther King Day, and I figured, why not post the Darksiders, this Darksiders episode on the Monday, and then Far Cry 3 full play would just go from Tuesday to Friday. Not the end of the world to do that. So, it is important to keep up with the schedule as much as I can. But the cool thing about, the good thing about the new schedule is that it gave me enough flexibility where I did not feel like I was killing myself if I missed a day. And that's, originally I was going to do 5 days a week, like I had done in the past, and it's, having just the 4 I think is really important. It gives you that flexibility to do something else, to do a live cast, to bump the full play for a day. It gives you a lot of options. So I'm happy that I've been doing that. So that's why you're getting the episode a little bit late. So apologize for that, but at least it's up, at least it's going, and the good thing is, by the time of this end of this episode, we're getting closer to the end of this game, and I've been vocal in my displeasure with the game, but I think it's important to finish what you start, and also it's got, I've said it the past 2 weeks, or it's gotten a lot better, and I will be happy to have said I have finished it. And so yeah, the full plays can be very daunting tasks. Obviously, they can be very draining. They take up a lot of time, but there is a good side to the full plays, and for me at least, I have spent so much time buying games and not playing them. There is, if I look over where I'm recording this, if I look over to my bookshelf, there's just so many games that I have bought for Xbox, PS3, PC that I just don't have time to play. When you do the full play, the cool thing about that is, the downside is you are sacrificing buying new games for the most part, because you just don't have time. You're working on, I'm working on 3 games right now. I'm working on Hell Yeah, I'm working on Far Cry, I'm working on Darksiders. So I don't have time to go get a new game. But the advantage of that is it saves me money, So I really want to play the new Devil May Cry right now. And I will, eventually. But because I'm going through the full plays and doing all that stuff, it gives me the time to wait for Devil May Cry to go down in price, because we live in the day and age now where video games go down to $30 in a month and a half, maybe 2 months at max. it's pretty nice. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, and and also it's having the stigma of, hey, this is a full play. Really forces you to finish your games. I'm usually pretty good about that, but at the same time, there are definitely games where I get a little bit in and I just don't finish them, and that's really tragic because I spend a lot of money in these games. I should finish them, even if I don't fully like them. Like, for example, I haven't beat Syndicate yet, and I really liked Syndicate, but I didn't finish Syndicate. Syndicate, for those of you who don't know, it is a first-person shooter, cyberpunk world based on the Syndicate strategy games from the early 90s. And they had remade it into a first-person shooter with a heavy cyberpunk feel, which is awesome. And I guess skill point. And so yeah, and I really liked Syndicate because it was this cool world where you had you had different guns, and then you could use your cybernetic enhancements to hack computers, to hack everyone had a brain, like a cybernetic implant, so you could hack their implants and have them like fight for your side. You could have their heads explode. Like, there was all this crazy shit, but it was really cool. And I didn't finish it because I had just finished Darkness 2, and Darkness 2 had that crazy thing of like, one trigger is one gun, the right trigger is your right hand, left trigger is your left hand, and your right bumper is your right demon, and your left bumper is your left demon. It was like this really weird, like, using all buttons at the same time kind of thing. And immediately after that, I started playing Syndicate, and Syndicate had a similar thing going on with it. So I kind of was like, oh, I can't play the exact same game or a similar game right now, so I have to cool it. So, but yeah, I haven't finished Syndicate yet, and I paid full money for that, and everything I hear about it says that it's a great game. And I had a lot of fun while I was playing it, but I need to get around to it. So, and it kind of got lost in the shuffle of like, oh, well, I have to play this and I have to play that, and it's it is the downside. Whereas if you give yourself this hard thing, it's like, hey, I can't play another game until I finish this game. I think that's important, and I think that's something that people miss out on a lot. There is a common thought, I guess, and right now we're gonna drop on in and get the Voidwalker here. But there's this thought. It's kind of a running gag for some sites and for some Twitter posters and such. First, there's the gag that, hey, there's the bro demographic that will, every year they buy Madden and they buy the new Call of Duty, and that's it for the year. Yeah, it's like, haha, but at the same time, like, I love that achievement name, I Can Has Cake. They just totally don't even try and fucking hide the fact that this is a Portal thing. But it's that fact that, like, oh, they only buy 2 games, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, well, maybe they're the smart ones. They don't end up wasting money on a bunch of games that they're never gonna play. When they spend money on a game, they're gonna fucking play it, and they're gonna get their friggin' money's worth, and they're gonna get that and then some. There is something to that. There's definitely something to that, and I'm trying to be more. I'm trying to do the right thing and play the games I get. I've bought a lot of video games, and I want to make sure that I play them all. So doing full plays has that advantage, and as much as I am not having fun with this game, at least initially, I'm glad that I'm sticking through it, because if I had given up, I wouldn't have gotten to these parts that I'm actually relatively enjoying, so there's that. Another thing that kind of comes up because of the full play is that it's interesting to me because, this going back to the idea of people make fun of the players that only play a few games, whether it be one game a year or 2 games a year. They kind of chuckle and oh, they're really missing out on all these different games. It depends on what you want from your gaming. One of the things that I do a lot is I watch esports. I watch StarCraft matches, I watch League of Legends matches, Dota 2, but the thing that I watch the most is fighting games. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Persona 4, King of Fighters, all that stuff. I watch those. I watch those competitive games, and the people that don't, the people that only will, it's they only buy 2 games a year. Yeah, they only buy 2 games a year, but let's take a fighting game player, for example. They only buy 2 games a year. Let's say, in their case, they bought Street Fighter 4 and they bought Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So that's 2 games in 3 years. Well, guess what? Because they focus on those games, they are really fucking good at those games and, get to go to tournaments and stuff like that. Some people could say, competitive gaming is stupid, it's ridiculous and all that stuff, but whether you really enjoy competition or not, or think watching those events are stupid or not, what I'm always impressed by is just how fucking good they are at these games. And because I watch them enough, I'm always surprised. I'm always amazed to just see what they can do with a gaming engine. It's okay, this fighting game is supposed to do this, and they're making this engine, and they're making these characters do, something completely different and something completely amazing. That's I love watching that. I think it's just so interesting to watch that. So, yeah, maybe they're not buying a ton of games all the time, but they are getting really good at that one game, and it is impressive to watch. So, part of me wishes I had that at some points. It's man, I wish I wasn't playing 50,000 games and didn't have all these responsibilities and doing, but so I could just sit there and get really good at Mortal Kombat 9, or get really good at Marvel or something. That would be cool, but I just don't have the time. But yeah, I think there's an advantage to playing, the quote unquote all the games during a year, or playing, only a few. I think there's an advantage to both. It's just a matter of what kind of gamer are you, and yeah, so I am. That's something that I'd be interested to hear from fans out there. It's how do you go about your gaming and your buying habits? Do you buy a ton of the new releases, or do you just buy do you have to pick and choose your spots? Do you have to be conscious of your budget? If you buy a game that you don't like, do you stop playing it, or do you play it to the end because you're well, I gotta get my money's worth? How do you go about that? I think that's a very interesting thing to look into, and especially now, there are so many different ways to game. There's so many different ways. You can, there's obviously all the consoles. There's obviously the personal computer. Personal computer, you can get deals. You can get so many deals on all that. That's kind of cool. But then, there's also mobile gaming. There's gaming on your iPad. There's gaming on your phone. There's all these different. There's portable systems. There's the DS. There's the Vita. There's all these different ways to get, to play games. It's always intrigues me how people go about it, because games are a very big, important part. They're an important part of our society, I think, and I'm always intrigued to see how people go about it. I don't know how we got on that tangent, but you know what? We got another hour to talk, so I guess I'm taking the mantra of just start talking about something and then go see where it takes you. So that's what's up right now. That's what's up currently. So yeah. So as you can see, I'm making some progress in this dungeon, and I'm gonna attempt to figure out. Oh, excuse me. Trying to attempt to figure out a puzzle here, and then realize that I have messed it up. But quickly redo. But yeah, so I will finish Darksiders, and it will be awesome to finish it. But it will definitely get finished. So, I've been talking about some of the upcoming things that we have coming for the Geek Watch site. Obviously, lots more full plays. You guys have been watching some of that, and if you haven't, please watch our other full play episodes. Currently we have Hell Yeah and Far Cry, but we have more to come. We've got more games to come as we finish them. But we just this past Saturday we had our first tabletop board game night. Pretty much what that entailed was we put some camera. I got a bunch of my friends together in my house, and we put some cameras on us, and we started playing board games, and that was what we did. And it was a lot of fun to have the fans watch these games, and what we're always hoping for is that and that's where I epically fail. I thought I chopped this out of this editing. Oh well, doesn't matter. But yeah, how that happened was I tried to after you pull that off where you shoot the statue. This is actually good if you're playing this game. When you shoot the statue through the portals past the gate, what you need to do is not touch anything. If you try and touch the D-pad to get out of the stone state, which is what you usually have to do, it freaks out. Just wait for don't touch anything. The game will take you out of the stone state itself. Now I don't touch a thing, and then that happens. So that's what you have to do. So we did tabletop board game night. That was a lot of fun. And it was fun because it was trying something new. It was trying something different, trying something fun, and I think it was moderately successful. I'm never expecting huge numbers from it. I never want huge numbers from it. I just want the people that do show up to our live streams to enjoy them. And I think they did. And currently the archive is on our Twitch TV page. It's twitch.tv/geekwatch, G33K watch. So if you're interested, you can watch the archive version. We went through three board games. They were Nanook, Forbidden Island, and Red Dragon Inn. Fantastic board games, some of our favorites to play. And one of the reasons why we wanted to do that is because, one, I think it fills a need. I think if we've learned anything from the tabletop series on Geek and Sundry, is that it's that people really enjoy watching these tabletop games get played, And so we wanted to go out and be like, hey, this is what we're doing. So let's play these games and see if there's a way that we can make it into a live cast. And I think we did a moderately successful job. You know, camera angles are always going to be an issue, but just because of how many components there are to some of these games, and it's like you want to be able to see the players, you want to be able to see their reactions, you want to be able to see the game, you want to be able to see some of the intricate components that go along with that game. And I think we did a pretty good job about that with, you know, a bunch of webcams and some tripods and everything that I literally just duct taped together, and I think it turned out pretty well. But, you know, I mean, there's some stuff that we have to fix, like lighting is a big issue. You know, we have to really work on how like the room I'm in is not very well lit. But I think that's true of many live casts, you know. So it's like, okay, we got to work on that. But yeah. So I think that is something that we will work on, and it'll be really good. You may have noticed that there was a quick fade in, fade out right there. Why was that? Reason before that was I had missed the. As you can see, I went up this like the wall vines. I had originally missed those wall vines and went back down into like the maze area, and it took me, I want to say, another 35 minutes to get around, and it fucking sucked. So I cut that all out. It didn't benefit anyone. I think I got like one extra health potion out of it or something. Like I got something stupid out of it, but it was not worth it. So do not forget, if you're playing this game, to get just that wall vine. I don't know, something about it, I just did not notice it. So not a big deal. But yeah, so we're gonna go to the next area of this dungeon so we can clean up the second half of the water and keep going. So yeah, so we did tabletop board game night. I think that was pretty fun, and I think we'll continue to do it once a month, and we'll just live cast it. This upcoming Friday. So if you're listening to this during the week of its release, then you know, be sure to put it on your calendar. So this upcoming Friday at 8 p.m. on our Twitch TV page, or it's going to be, you can go to our website. It's geekwatch.com, so g33kwatch.com/RPG. If you go there, this Friday, 8 p.m., we're going to be doing, it's 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be doing live casting tabletop role-playing games. So we're going to be playing New World of Darkness. It's a game system that emphasizes, it pretty much takes the idea, like, what if vampires, werewolves, wizards, and, mages, and ghosts were all true. And this is not some bullshit Twilight thing. This is like the very traditional Gothic interpretation of these supernatural beings. What if they were all real and lived in the modern day? And, you know, how would they live among us? So that's usually what the system's built on. What we will be playing is none of those supernaturals. We will be playing small children that can see those supernaturals. And it's that idea of, like, here are these kids who can see these really fucked up things, and they see these people, and they see these horrific, scary things around them, but no one believes them. Because they're kids. Why would they? Why would we believe them? You know? It's a really intriguing system. So we're going to be doing that. And we're, again, once a month on Fridays. We're going to be playing that and live casting it. And you know, and the cool thing is the chat can listen in on the story. The chat will have the ability to say, "Man, this player is doing a really great job. I want, the chat wants to give that player like an advantage in one of the next upcoming things. You know, they're really playing their character well. I want them to know that we appreciate it. You know, the chat will be able to give out bonuses to some of those players." And I'll be moderating chat, so that I won't even be playing in the game. My sole job is to moderate chat and to see how you guys are enjoying yourselves. So So I think that'll be a lot of fun, and so that'll be coming up this Friday. And if you're watching this, if you're watching this episode late, you go to twitch.tv/geekwatch, G33KWatch. I'm gonna say it a million times until you get it. But yeah, if you go there, the archive will be up. So, and then the other thing that we're working on, just because we have to be working on tons of stuff, is I'm working on a miniature wargaming league with my friends. Miniature wargaming is you pretty much they make scale models to represent armies, and you use and they come like in plastic or metal, and so you put them together with crazy glue, and then they come blank, so then you go and you paint them in different colors and stuff, and then you put them on like a 4x4 table or 4x6 or whatever size table that they suggest, and you put these little plastic or metal army men that all have in each unit has different abilities and looks and everything, and you put them against each other. So we're going to be doing a league of that coming up probably within a month, and our hope is that we will be able to live stream that as well. It's happening in my basement. I can just run a really long internet extension cord, and we'll be able to show you guys how we play, what armies we play, some of the paint jobs that we've put on these figures, how much time and effort we've put into it, give you tips on how, if you're interested in the hobby, how you can get into it, what we've learned over many years of doing this, the good and the bad. So yeah, we're working on a lot of stuff, and I've probably said this before in a previous episode, but why we're doing this is, one, we have fun doing the website and doing all these different things, but two, what we wanted to do is find more time for the things that we enjoy doing. I enjoy playing video games, and when I was working on the website and trying to write articles and other stuff, I think the articles are important, but when I was trying to do that the entire time, the thing that sucked was I just did not have time. I just did not have time to do the things that I wanted. I wanted to play more video games, but I didn't have time because I was working on, the day job, and then I was working on, articles for the website, and this, that, and the other thing, and I was just I don't have time to do any of this. So I thought that was important. I thought that was really important, and so there was that, and I think I figured out how to pull this off. Yeah, I think I do, because I think I start to. They do this thing where you have to do the portal within a portal, so I think I start to figure it out, but I cannot be so sure. But yeah. So what I wanted to do was okay, I'm gonna do this thing that I already want to do, and I'm just gonna tie it into the website, and if people like it, great. Excuse me. And if they don't, well, oh well. That's what I'm gonna be doing. So I wanted to play more board games. I told all my friends, hey, once a month we're gonna play board games, and I'm gonna put some cameras on us, and either people are gonna show up and like it, or we're just gonna play board games. That's it. I'm gonna play these video games, and if people want to watch these episodes, great. And if they don't, well, I'll just keep playing video games. It's definitely one of those things. And I think I have been way happier about the website and about how I spend my geeky time, and getting in everything that I want to get in. So I think it's been pretty good. So that's what's been going on with me. So yeah, and I hope that you guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, please come check out the website. It's it's a labor of love. That's the best way I can describe it. It is a labor of love. So yeah, that's another thing. So yeah, and again, you can see I'm starting to piece it together, but essentially what I have to be doing, and I'm just not doing it. I'm just not getting it. I probably should have cut this down, and I may get to a point here. Yeah, I think I get it at this point. So I want to put a portal on there, and then this is where it starts to get crazy. So I want to take him off. So then I want him to look through this portal, which is out the other portal, and then shoot a portal through that to get to the other area. And yeah, it's fucking stupid, but it's they did this a lot in the first game, not a lot, but it became like a running thing. There was like a section where you had to do this like 3 or 4 times, so you eventually got used to it. So like, I don't need that portal anymore, but I need this portal. And then I don't need that open anymore. I need the other one open. It's a clever puzzle. It's a clever puzzle. But it's also one of those things where they never tell you that you can do that. You just kind of have to assume. You have to figure it out on your own. That's the way you have to do it. So do that. Open the door. And I'm done. And I get my little dong dong noise. So, and that's that. So, and I think I'm getting closer to the scribe here. I think I do this, and this entire time that we've been in this world, we've had these like teleporting, like demons, I guess. I don't know what they are, but they've been annoying the piss out of me. So they're coming up, and again, I could not tell you what is up with them. So we've been doing these like corrupted angels and stuff like that, and that's that's fine. I definitely don't want to go in there. That is full of goop. Don't run around in the goop. Shot you in the face. And give me that key. So, if I'm a little yawny tonight, guys, I apologize. I am recording this on a Sunday a Monday morning at about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was putzing around all day, so I've been aloof in my responsibilities. So this was the best time for me to do it. So drank an energy drink and said, "Let's go." Like I said, I have off one day, so I'm just trying to get as much done as possible. So, but yeah, so I think I go in here. Oh yeah, and then I do another one of the cleansing totem through a portal trick, and that does that. So, even though I've edited this down, I kept some of the like troubles that I was having in here because I think it's important for you guys to see that some of these puzzles are weird, and I like to play that. I like to show you them and then ask like, hey, was this a really clever puzzle and I was just being stupid, or was this like was this a puzzle that was just not, the hints weren't, thought out well. It's one of those. It's like, let's ask the question here. So I think that's important. So, but as you can see here, it's more me just being like, where the fuck was that totem? Where's that active totem that could clear this out? And then me being like, where's this chest on my minimap? And is it above me? Is it below me? This level this world had a lot of that. It's like, is the chest here? Is the chest there? Like, I couldn't figure it out. I think the mechanic is cool, but some of these portal things just fucking suck. They are just freaking annoying. And I think I send dust off to make sure I'm going in the right direction. I liked this dungeon okay, but something about the portals just semi-irked me. Not in a bad way. Like, not like overly like me, like, man, fuck this game for having portals. It's just, I don't think they're implemented well. And they don't do the two different colors for the portals, and that's kind of annoying. Because it can... I guess it doesn't matter, but it can get confusing. You know, you just... It would be easier, I guess, to... You know, to give them different colors. So, I think I've cleared that. And now I can go to the third area? Yeah, I can't go... Yeah, I can't go to the last area just yet. I don't think. Yeah, I think there's one more area I have to go to. And teleport flash is like, why would you need any other... Why would you need any other freaking ability? Shotgun out. I don't know. I don't. It's just it's so good. I crit all the time, and every time I crit, I get health. It's like now the combat it's pretty easy. And I'm not in the. They give you all these different moves, and I kind of just like do the thing where it's like I hit X 2 times, and then I hit Y until something dies. In this case, X being light attack, which is my scythes, and Y being my heavy attack, which is my axe. So, and I still haven't upgraded the axe. Like, that axe is still there, and it's still great. Like, I don't know when I'm supposed to change that up. But I'm sure at some point I'll upgrade it. But I don't know, it's just been there for a while. I think we're getting relatively close to the scribe. To the scribe boss. I can't remember how far away. And yeah, again, these teleporting things. They've been teleporting ever since we got to heaven. And I don't know what they are. Like, part of me thought that they were demons, I guess? And, like, they're on the lookout for, like, they're trying to get the keys to the Well of Souls. And that's possible. But, I don't know, they haven't explained it yet, I guess. Maybe they will, or maybe it's just one of those things, it's like, I don't know. Some of this is difficult because I think, yeah, I was like, where do I shoot? Like, what am I doing? Like, that seems pretty far. And then, yeah, eventually I noticed a glow over here, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's above me. But it takes me a while. And I still haven't figured it out yet. These are confusing levels. It's like, oh. I'm just telling that one to go away, and I'm telling this one to go. And when you notice that I'm telling portals to go away, it's because I'm like, okay, if you hold down right trigger and then shoot the portal, it makes it so that the portal will shoot you faster out. So if I'm taking away a portal and then, you know, retrieving it, it just means that what I'm trying to do is make sure I have enough momentum to go where I need to go. I might not need that momentum, but it's better to be safe. Take that, pottery. Okay, yeah, here's the demon room. Or the teleporting whatever they are. They've got some... They're interesting, but they're not hard. They actually have, like, almost no health. They've got that lightning attack. It's like if you stay close to them, they're gonna fuck you up. And then, yeah, I think after that second time, I pretty much figured out, it's like, oh, I should probably get it out of the way. And I think that's it. Yeah, not a big deal. Look at all that money I have. I don't even have anything to buy. I guess I could buy, like, a new heavy weapon, but... I remember this section being relatively annoying, relatively confusing on the puzzle, so hopefully you can follow along at home. You know, obviously I see this cleansing totem and a portal thing there. It's like, okay, I should probably put a portal here to ensure that that is on the up and up. But yeah, I don't. I remember being struggling on this area, and to be perfectly honest, I remember solving it, but not knowing how. So, like, that's a thing. And I feel like there's some instances of this thing where you have to, like, okay, go into split form, get this thing, get out of split form, then jump on top of this little pillar, then go back into split, you know, again, not the worst, but annoyances. They are definitely annoying. So now, you know, I've done that. Now I have to get out of the soul split. I have to go here, and I have to go back into soul split. I now remember that they want me to send my corpse into, you know, with soul split into these areas. And I think I'm gonna go a little too far here. Yeah, so that happens. It's like, okay. So now it's like, okay, I've got to clean that out so that I can do this and that, so... It's not like what happens if I do this. You know, you just start to see, it's like, okay, so there's a portal there, there's a portal here. It's like, how does this work? What am I doing? It gets very confusing. I'm gonna watch this and not remember how I did it. So this will be news to me. It's quiet because I'm literally watching this going, I don't remember. I remember struggling, but I don't remember how I struggled on this and why. But it's okay. Oh no, it's a stupid jellyfish. I don't know what that Soul Arbiter thing is. I'm really intrigued because I have so many of the scrolls that tell me where to go. At some point I gotta do it. So, and at some point I have to go back to the Crucible and See if I can do that one of these days. But I think I just try to do this, which does not work. Like, again, I don't know how I got through this. But I do shoot that until we get these stones that I should be going back to some dude in the maker world and doing something with. I don't know. They try and give you these reasons to go back to these other worlds, and I just don't think they're strong enough. Like, at some point I need to go back to the realm of the dead and hand over that note that the angel had, and I don't know why. That just seems like another load screen, and this game already has enough load screens. But, you know, whatever. That's okay. Maybe if I shoot this one. I don't know why that makes sense, but it does. Alright, so I've done this. Now what? It's like, oh, I should probably, you know, have myself soul split. Okay, now I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get it, guys. I think we can do this. So I do that. Oh yeah, I think I'm getting it now. I think we're all starting to see it. Jump. And now I get this treasure, because it's mine.
I cannot.
He cannot carry more wrath potions. Cannot. Impossible. Yeah, you could see that I start to figure it out, kinda. So I think I got this. But then I'm like, how do I get back? How do I get back to set up the original portal and then do this and do that, like this, and then it's like, oh, it's that. Okay, let me go do that then. I see old me and having the gears turn, but yeah, it is a definite process. That's gonna get real wobbly right here, but I can get that to go. So yeah, I've got that. Okay, that's how I did it. It's not the worst. It is definitely something. And that should do it. Oh, but then I have to go back. I have to line it up more, because that's activated, but then I have to have that activate the other one. Just like that. And woo, there we go. We did it, though. And now I have to do the exact same stupid soul trick so I can get the fuck in the room. It's the worst. It sucks. It's like I beat it. Just get me out of here. basically just spit it out. If I had to go through another setup, I would have been pretty pissed. So, but good news, we are almost to our boss battle. The scribe. So we've somehow miraculously made it through 55 minutes of this episode. I know you guys can hear it. I'm starting to drag. My energy drink is failing me. But it's alright. You gotta do what you gotta do. Just gotta keep on trucking. And again, I'm just kind of impressed. Towards the end here, I was like, oh, okay, I think I kind of finally get these stupid, puzzles. So I was starting to finally get it. Not getting it. And now I'm even just like, where's my portal? There's my portal. Like, oh shit, it's a portal, alright. It's quite a portal. And then, yeah, I do that, and then it's all good. And what we have coming up here is a boss fight that, in grand Zelda style, you get a new item, and you have to use that item in the upcoming boss fight. We're gonna get this portal gun. I'm gonna have to use a portal gun. I don't like using it because it's a third-person perspective game. It's actually very difficult to use the portal gun, especially when I don't have full control over the camera. I have to go into a separate mode to aim said portal gun. So it's kind of difficult to do this. It's not the worst boss fight, but it is a boss fight that annoyed me because I had to do it twice. I know, twice. First world problems. But no, it was annoying to do, and you'll be able to see that in just a moment. But I just have to get there first. And I'm just gonna continue to kill these weird spirits that come out of dead angels. I guess that's the corruption coming out? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't care. Because I'm just shooting them, because fuck that. It only takes 2 gunshots, so might as well. Open sesame. Okay, yeah, and that clears up the last bit of corruption and water, so now we can just go straight into here. I gotta say though, no matter how much I complain, I love the look in this game. I love the aesthetic. I love this kind of World of Warcraft, but demonic World of Warcraft look. I love it. I absolutely love it. Actually didn't look at that statue before. It kind of looks like war a little bit. Could just be a coinky dink. Puts me up there. And again, it's one last little puzzle they like to throw at you. It's not too hard. But it's also one of those things come on, I already solved 3 portal puzzles. Can you just let me in? Can I please just go? And actually, like, I would have gotten this puzzle done quicker, but it kind of glitches me out, like, right here. Like, I should have... Yeah, like, it doesn't... Like, it should have shot me across, and then I would have landed on this other platform. So I start to second guess what I should be doing, which is kind of annoying. So it's like, oh, well, maybe I don't need this full bore, like, speed. And it's like, no, you need full bore speed. So it's like, well, what the fuck? You know? So now, you know, now I'm starting to second guess myself. I'm starting to do weird things, and it's really annoying. And you can't override. You have to first eliminate that, and then you can do that. You know, it's like, oh shit, like that fucking sucks. So, thankfully I was persistent and didn't like start to lose my mind, because I think that happens to everyone. It's like, you know, you try like what the solution should be once, and it doesn't work, even though like, and then you're like, come on, and it's like, oh shit, that would have worked, but like I did just like a little thing wrong. Like I had the right idea, just didn't execute. So, but instead, like, you think, oh, that obviously doesn't work, so I'll just keep fucking like trying different things. Like, no, you were right the first time. You just need to like fix this one thing. And it's like you can get into a really bad funk doing that, and that's what happens with puzzles. And I feel like that's what happens with puzzles in action games. So we've got this fat ass. So he's got the big ball attack. That's fine. He's also got these machine gun attack. And if you try and get close, he whips at you with this tentacle. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I probably need to do a portal. But like any other fight, I will sit here and shoot the crap out of you for no reason. Yeah, now it's like, ah, crap. Alright, fine. I'll use So I will use my portal gun. So now I'm gonna sit here in front of this. So you do that, and when he gets hit by his own thing, it kind of stuns him. So I'm waiting for this big ball. Where if the machine gun hits him, it just deals damage, but the big ball will stun him like this, and then you can go to town. You can go in and go to town on him. Then he goes up to the top of the ceiling, and when he drops down, he does like an electric attack that engulfs the entire room. So what they pretty much want you to do is put portals up on that second level and be able to get away from it. And like any other boss fight in this game, they just start giving you stupid enemies to kill so you can replenish your health and your wrath, because that's important. So there's not many phases to this fight. It's a pretty simple fight. But I'll show you where I fucked up on it, so that way you can not fuck up on it. So, right now he's invincible. He's only got a little bit left. When he's got that shield around him, you cannot deal, damage to him. This is where it gets annoying to do the portals, because it's just, you're gonna keep doing this weird shit. So yeah, when he comes down the second time, there'll be a portal in the middle of the floor, middle of the room, and then he starts doing this like laser attack. As you can probably guess, the purpose is to get the laser to go through this bottom middle, and then shoot out through the second level portal. the problem that I had was I didn't realize that the laser would track, and it does. And then I'm getting knocked into portals and knocked back out. And I don't have any health potions because I'm a noob. Or I'm not even a noob. It's just I found it very difficult. Like they just stop doing that. Like they just stop having them around, and stop having them like just file out of thin air. Like it's just been very difficult. So and that doesn't do anything, and that kills me. So there'll be a quick yep. So I'm just gonna go right back into it. But yeah, so the laser will track you. So what you need to do is like because you'll see the laser, and you'll be like, okay. And then what you want to do is you want to position yourself on the other side of that portal that's on the bottom of the ground. So just so that the laser will go through the portal on the ground, and then bam, it'll come out through the portal on the second floor, and then great, you're good to go. So that's how you do it. So yeah, not a big deal. If you can, try and avoid the 600 damage that comes in, but again, it's that, yeah. But the cool thing is you can see through the portal, so. But yeah, the portal system is just, again, because it's not like, I end up taking a lot more damage than I should, just because it's really annoying to get this shit, in order. It's really annoying. So, thankfully that went through. So yeah, just one more. So yeah, he has to come down once so that he can break the glass on that, and then bam, I've got the middle area to go through. I also think I get a little bit lucky on this, but let's see what happens. I may get it. I may actually get it one shot. Yeah, it's kind of annoying to set up these portals, but yep, gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, I didn't get it that time. Now I'm just doing it for shits and giggles. Through, yeah, he's about to shoot, so then I went through the portal, and then it went through there. So now we get a little story.
Where is the key? Mercy, horseman!
I like that Death is pissed. He's been through a lot.
Where is it? Please, I'll tell you everything.
Yeah, you will.
It was chaos. Even the most noble among us abandoned his senses and took up his sword. It happened to the Archon. It happened to me. The Archon?
Yeah, no shit.
Was that damn pool?
He's corrupted.
Their use was forbidden for a reason. Whatever vision he saw within rent his mind. The corruption spread from him. He made the city a slaughterhouse while professing his own purity. Eventually, the Archon fled to the Crystal Spire.
You don't say.
Took the key with him.
I love Death's reaction. She's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I was just there. I should have just killed him.
The Archon called you scribe.
I am Jamara. Once I was chief scrivener, here in the Ivory Citadel. I recorded things past, things present, and the ever-changing future. For mine is the second sight, to see through the eyes of others. It is a gift few angels tolerate. Even the Hell God have their secrets. The Archon wished to learn them, but he saw too much.
Corruption did all this?
No, there was a battle. I can still see it. The Archon fought off waves of the corrupted. His blow shattered the city. Pray you fare better than stone, if he is in your future.
Yeah, he
How
is.
could the Archon be corrupted?
Something dark took root inside of him. Used him as a puppet to spread black hate. Perhaps it says much that we could not tell the difference.
I think that's a very well written line. I think that's a great line. It's like, we could not tell the difference. I think that's awesome. So, I think there should be a quick cut just about here.
Show me the way.
I think there should be, yeah, okay, so there's a quick cut. I forget a lot of things about this. I had forgotten that there's a fast travel here. Take the fucking fast travel. Do not go back through the dungeon. You do not have to do it. You shouldn't do it. Just take the fast travel back to the tower. I take it back to the vendor just because I was like, oh yeah, I need to fucking buy I need to buy health potions. So yeah, so immediately after you finish the scribe, you're gonna go straight into the boss fight with the Archon. But yeah, I think that was a really great line. Is like, you know, the Archon went crazy, and that probably should tell you something that we couldn't tell. That we thought he was just fine.
That's close enough. I've decided. There is more I could sell you.
Oh, thanks that you could give me more, jerk. So, I just start selling shit.
Battle worn, blood.
I have so much money and nothing to spend it on. But that's okay. At some point, I'm sure I'll find something. I've consistently bought some good, like, equipment, like a good armor and stuff. Weapons, not so much. So.
It will serve. Enough is enough.
So yeah, now it's time to go on up. And you see that, like, it's like, oh, you can buy this weapon. And it's like, but that weapon's not even good compared to mine. Like, how is that possible? How is it possible that, like, this possessed axe that I had for what feels like eons is still this good? Like, did I just fill it up with really awesome shit? Like, that's potential, but who knows? I have no idea. So, my cat Sparrow is, like, rubbing up against me. It's like, dude, it's 3 a.m. You need to finish. So, soon, though. Soon. But, so yeah, time to fight the Archon. This corrupted Archon. Surprisingly, this boss fight there's not much to it. And once we get into it, I'll remember the pattern and you'll be able to see it. There's not much to this boss fight. It's pretty easy. It's way easier than the Scribe boss fight because it requires no pulls. So, interestingly, he's seen the final boss fight from Darksiders 1. Like, that's...
Is mine.
Like, he's able to witness it.
Even though he wanted me to, I couldn't destroy the key. Surely you understand, Horseman. I did what I had to do.
And they go to this art style for no reason.
Opened the well. Protected the key. From the questions they asked. And from you.
Like, why did they need to go to that? It kind of just slows down the game.
Only I may bear the key.
Yeah, you can see the corruption now sort of on him. Anime.
May the light of all that is holy destroy you!
I like the character design with that. So yeah,
Glory unto the light chosen.
he does like a 1-2 attack. Just dodge it. Once he dodges, once he puts up his barrier, you won't be able to do any damage to him. So I think he does a swoop attack. Or no, yeah, he does. Oh yeah. He'll go up top. You want to grab onto him and just beat the crap out of him, and then yeah, you get prompted for this. So again, just pick your spots. It's like I said, it is not a hard fight. It's like a 1, 2, 3. You dodge out of the way. You fuck him up. That's it. I would say that you want to be afraid of that move because it seems like it takes up a large area, but it doesn't do any damage. Like it did like barely anything to me. Granted, I think I used a potion, but still. So yeah, again, here you want to wait to see if he's going to do this and then charge at you. Don't do what I did. Get out of the way. And you can get like 1 or 2 hits in after the after like when he puts his staff down to like block all the damage, you can get like one maybe 2 hits in there. So it behooves of you, but that's it. That's the entire fight. It's, you know, dodge. He's very predictable. You know, if you've gotten this far in the game, you could probably deal enough damage to him to kill him in about 3 minutes. Probably. Again, anime. And bad frame rate. He had that key on him. No, he didn't. So yeah, that's all there is to it. It's pretty easy. And now I can fast travel anywhere I want. And I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I just go back to the tree because who the fuck cares? So you can go back to Earth if you want. You can do all that, but just immediately fast travel back to the tree. There's no reason not to. I don't think the Crowfather doesn't have much else to say. He pretty much says, "Okay, you got the first half, so now you got to go to Hell, or Demon World, or Abyss." I think he calls it the Abyss. But that's pretty much it. That's all we got for this week. Again, this is going up on a Monday.
I have the angel key.
Then your task nears its end. I can open the way, Death.
So this is going up on a Monday. Tuesday through Friday, we're having Far Cry 3. Live casted RPG session on Friday night. Check geekwatch.com for more updates. Check our Twitter. Check our Facebook. Spread the word about this. And guys, thank you so much for watching. We're almost through Darksiders 2, and it'll be a lot of fun. So have a good night, guys. See you later.